Hey nerdy vloggers, so today is actually Saturday night, and the reason I'm filming my video now is because Brianna and I were both very preoccupied this week, so we decided to do our videos for this week on Saturday and Sunday respectively instead. And so this week we're going to talk about the Hunger Games movie premiere, because we both went to their premiere for that a couple weeks ago, and we both are huge fans of the books, and so we wanted to just go ahead and talk about that. It was absolutely amazing, by the way. I thought the movie was fantastic. This video will contain spoilers, just so you know, so if you haven't read the books or seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, then don't watch this, but if you'd like to go ahead anyway, there's just a warning right there. But yeah, I really liked the adaptation of the movie for the most part. I thought they kept very true to the characters, very true to the main plot line, and all of the emotions, the very important emotions, were there. And now given they changed some details and some things that they had to cut out because it was a movie, but as an adaptation of the book, I thought it was fantastic. And as for certain things I didn't like about the movie, I don't know, because I liked the movie a lot for the most part. I think they should have extended the scene with Peeta and Katniss, their flashback to Peeta saving Katniss's life. I felt like that was very confusing for the audience in a way if you hadn't read the books. That's just my personal opinion, but I think they could have extended that more, made it clearer of what was happening. I mean, they did explain it, but still, I thought it should have been shown more. Cinna, I liked Cinna, but I pictured Cinna as a slightly more flamboyant. I felt like he was almost flirting with Katniss, whereas in the book I pictured him as a gay best friend type of character, and I didn't get that vibe, but I did like the relationship between Cinna and Katniss in the movie. I thought Prim was absolutely perfect. I thought she did a fantastic job, the actress who played her, and I thought the reaping scene was brilliant. It was beautiful. It was so good. I noticed they changed the way that Katniss gets the Mockingjay pin, and I didn't think that was a big deal. I know some people did, that they completely cut the character, I can't remember her name right now, but they cut the mayor's daughter from the entire movie, which makes sense to me because it's not like she really is that important. It's just a minor thing that's in the book that wasn't necessary at all in the movie. And it gives a more emotional attachment to Prim, since Katniss ends up giving the pin to Prim, and then Prim gives it back to her right before she goes to the Hunger Games. So I thought that was actually a good thing that they did there. One thing, and this is because I am a huge Peeta Katniss fan, I think in the scene in the cave, I know they've kissed multiple times in the books, and in the movie they only kiss one time. But I think what they should have done is, instead of just the one kiss, I think they should have done two different kisses that contradicted each other. The first one would be very awkward, and you could tell that it was sort of staged. And then the second one, more emotional and deep and more about them. Obviously, they could not have Katniss's inner monologue explaining everything going on, but I do feel like it would be confusing for some people, and I think some people don't realize, if they haven't read the books, that Katniss doesn't completely love Peeta as everybody thinks she does who watched the Hunger Games. And so I do feel like that emotion is confusing, and hopefully they will clarify that in Catching Fire, but I do feel like some people will get that confused. I'm trying to think what else. I did not plan this at all. I thought it was really good for the most part. Rue did a fantastic job. I think all of the tributes were very well cast, although I thought Cato and Peeta looked way too much alike. Just saying, I don't know, I feel like I didn't picture Cato looking similar to Peeta as he did in the movie. I thought the Tracker Jackers scene was wonderful. It was perfect, just how I pictured it. I think they did cut the whole Katniss searching for water. That's a huge battle in the books when the Hunger Games first start, and they didn't make that as big of a deal at all in the movie, even though they kind of built up to it, how Haymitch kept saying, "You really need to get water." They didn't make it a huge problem for her, though, like I thought they were going to, but that would have been pretty boring for some people in the movie, so it makes sense why they cut it, but I kind of wish they hadn't in a way, because I liked that struggle, the aspect, the reality of playing the Hunger Games and having those kinds of problems, making it a real thing and not just a show. I liked that aspect in the book, and it's unfortunate that it wasn't able to be in the movie. Jennifer Lawrence was so perfect, and I remember right after I watched the movie she was in, Winter's Bone, a couple weeks after I watched it for the first time, I found out that she was playing Katniss, and I had just watched that movie, and so I was immediately like, she's going to do an amazing job, and everybody was freaking out on the internet saying, who is this girl? She can't play Katniss. She's blonde. What is this? And they were freaking out, but I knew after seeing her in Winter's Bone that she was going to do a fantastic job, which, by the way, Winter's Bone was filmed near the city that I live in, and one of my mom's close friends is actually in the movie, which is an interesting fact, and so, yeah, I know a few people that know Jennifer Lawrence, which is kind of crazy. If I got to meet her someday, I think I'd freak out. I wouldn't freak out, but it would be pretty amazing because Hunger Games is very close to my heart, and I think she did a wonderful job portraying Katniss. Liam Hemsworth surprised me as Gale. I thought he did a really good job, and I know I see Liam Hemsworth and I just immediately think of The Last Song and Miley Cyrus, and I just immediately go, oh, you're one of those actors that associates themselves with Disney stars, but he did a really good job. But I'm not going to completely judge him until I see Catching Fire. Josh Hutcherson also pleasantly surprised me. He was very charming, and as Peeta, I really did like him as Peeta. I thought he did a really good job, and Peeta's my favorite character in the book, so I thought that was great. I cannot wait to see the next two movies, how they adapt that, and Brianna, I would love to hear your thoughts on this subject, because you and I both agree that if someone took ourselves and combined ourselves with each other, that we would be Katniss Everdeen with our personalities and our looks. And so, yeah, I know you're a huge Hunger Games fan. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.